Shubhadaya Shosha Putale Shimate Sankashna Radesha Vikasartam Bhakti Vashani Mukam Karote Vachanam Kamalani Adamande Shigar. Jai. Thank you. What's your name? Aditya? Very nice. You know the meaning of the name, right? What's the meaning? Huh? Aditya? Your name is Aditya, right? Lord? Oh, the sun god. Yes. One of the name of sun. You know there are 12 Adityas temple in Vrindavan. You know the pastime? Okay, I tell you. Krishna had a shower or bathe in Yamuna, and then it was little cold. The sun, he expanded 12 times to dry up Krishna. If you go to Madana Mohan temple, there is a temple. Next time you go to Vrindavan, go to there. In Vrindavan, Sri Madana Mohana Mandir. Yeah, remember that. Just 1 second. Some basic preparation. I have to find out the verse 4.22. Jai, Krishna open. So now we don't have thread. That's okay. I'm putting on silent mode. Yes, it's there. And Sri Shobnishad. Okay, Hare Krishna everyone, thank you for joining. Today is a wonderful day, Ekadashi. Looks like I may have to speak louder or in the mic properly. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachayane Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desitayane. So today we are continuing our reading of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 15, and we will start with verse 25. Actually, we will cover Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachariyam Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare जय विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्वतः श्री श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता गुरुदेव की जय। जय विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्वतः श्री श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON and BBT Founder-Acharya Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Vishwapad Paramahans Parivrajakacarya Astata Shri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Guru Vaishnava ki jai, Namaja Shri Hare Dasa ki jai, Shri Goswami ki jai, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गुरु गोवर्धन की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, श्री मायापुर धाम की जय, श्री नवदीप धाम की जय, श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा मैया की जय, यमुना मैया की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, श्याम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so we will repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we have assembled here by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada Guru Parampara and all the devotees to continue our reading of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. We are covering Canto 9, Chapter 15. Chapter 15 is titled Parshuram, the Lord's Warrior Incarnation. And today's verse is 25. I will read the Sanskrit first. You can repeat after me. Saha Vai Ratnam Tu Tat Draštva Atma Aishwarya Ati Sayanam Tat Na Adriyata Agnihotriam Saha Abhilashaha Sa Heihaya Savai Ratnam Tu Tad Draštva Atma Aishwaryasya Tannadriyatagnihotriam Sabhilasha Sahayaya Savai Ratnam Tu Tad Draštva Atma Aishwarya Tistvayanam Tannadriyatagnihotriam Sabhilasha Sahayaya Savai Ratnam Tu Tad Draštva Atma Aishwarya Tistayanam Tannadriyatmagnohitriam Sabhilasa Sahayaya Savai Ratnam Tu Tad Draštva. Yes, Sayanam Tannadriyatmanagnihotriam Sabhilasa Sahayaya Savai Ratnam Tu Tad Draštva Atma Aishwaryati Sayanam Tannadriyatmanagnihotriam Sabhilasa Sahayaya Savai Ratnam Tu Tad Draštva Atma Aishwarya Sayanam Tannadriyatna Utyatyam Savilasa Saheyaya. Okay? Saha, he, that is Karti Virya Arjun. Vai, indeed, Ratnam, a great source of wealth. Tu, indeed, Tat, the Kamdhenu, in the possession of Jamadagni. Drashtva, by observing. Atma Aishwarya, his own personal opulence. Ati Sayanam, which was exceeding. Tat, that. Na, not. Adriyata, appreciated very much. Agnihotriam, in that cow, which was useful for executing the Agnihotra sacrifice. Saha Abhilashaha, became desirous. Saha Heiheya, with his own men, the Hayayas. Translation purpose by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Guru Parampara ki Jai. Translation. Karti Virya Arjun thought that Jamadagni was more powerful and wealthy than himself because of possessing a jewel in the form of the Kamdhenu. Therefore, he and his own men, the Hayayas, were not very much appreciative of Jamadagni's reception. On the contrary, they wanted to possess that Kamadhenu, which was Kamdhenu, the cow, which was useful for the execution of the Agnihotra sacrifice. Purport. Jamadagni was more powerful than Kartavirya Arjun because of performing the Agnihotra Yagya with clarified butter received from the Kamadhenu. Not everyone can be expected to possess such a cow. That's right, Prabhupada is saying the truth right now. Nonetheless, an ordinary man may possess an ordinary cow, give protection to the animal, to this animal, take sufficient milk from it, and engage the milk to produce butter and clarified ghee, especially for performing the Agnihotra Yagya. This is possible for everyone. Thus, we find that in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advises Go-Raksha, the protection of cows. This is essential because if the cows are cared for properly, they will surely supply sufficient milk. We have practical experience in America that in our various ISKCON farms, we are giving proper protection to the cows and receiving more than enough milk. In other farms, the cows do not deliver as much milk as in our farms because our cows know very well that we are not going to kill them. They are happy and they give ample milk. Therefore, this instruction given by Lord Shri Krishna, Go Raksha, is extremely meaningful. The whole world must learn from Krishna how to live happily without scarcity, simply by producing food grains, Ananda Bhavanti Bhutani, and giving protection to the cows, Go Raksha. Krishi Go Raksha Vanijyam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Those who belong to the third level of human society, namely the mercantile people, must keep land for producing food grains and giving protection to the cows. This is the injunction of Bhagavad Gita. In the matter of protecting the cows, the meat eaters will protest. But in answer to them, we may say that since Krishna gives stress to cow protection, those who are inclined to eat meat may eat the flesh of unimportant animals like hogs, dogs, goats and sheep. But they should not touch the life of the cows, for this is a destructive to the spiritual advancement of human society. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamitamasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagadapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone, thank you for joining. So before we continue, let us read the translation of the previous verse, because this verse, today's verse, is referring to the reception of Jamadagni, the reception he gave it to the kings and his men. So what was the reception? So that was last verse, 24. So we read that translation, we read the today's translation again, and then we will discuss. So the translation of verse 24. The sage Jamadagni, who was engaged in great austerities in the forest, received the king very well, along with the king's soldiers, ministers and carriers. He supplied all the necessities to worship this guest, for he possessed a Kamdhenu cow that was able to supply everything. So now in today's verse, Kartavirya Arjuna thought that Jamadagni was more powerful and wealthy than himself, because of possessing a jewel in the form of the Kamdhenu cow. Therefore, he and his own men, the Hares, were not very much appreciative of Jamadagni's reception. On the contrary, they wanted to possess that Kamadhenu cow, which was useful for the execution of the Agnihotra sacrifice. So we will cover verse little by little. So first of all, the storyline, of course, is leading to Parshuram's a wonderful act. Lord Parshuram, here he says, the Parshuram, the Lord's warrior incarnation. So why it is so? It's explaining, it's leading. Now these verses are leading us to that situation where Parshuram will become, from external perspective, angry. And then he will kill this Kartavirya Arjuna, the king. And of course, his many sons, about 60,000 sons. So why is it so? It's explained here. So what happened is, this king, he is very powerful. He has thousands of hands. It says 1,000 hands, right? That means now we possess 2 hands, we can do so many things. Now consider, imagine we have 1,000 hands. We can do so many things, right? So he wanted to do so much enjoyment. And then he was roaming around, and we have seen how he subdued Ravana, how he stopped the water, and then Ravana complained, he was angry, and then he subdued Ravana. And then the pastime continues that now he is at the ashram. So from other perspective, he didn't come for the enlightenment. He didn't approach the ashram for get the self-realization. Rather, he approached in somewhat that, puffed up mentality, that I'm so powerful, now I'm possessing all this paraphernalia, now I go and visit this sage, just for that purpose. So he came here. And then sage Jamadagni, who was doing very great austerity in the forest. The purpose of sages is to go out in this forest and perform austerities. Just like here we have Nowadays in Kali Yuga, we don't have many forests left for this enlightenment. In the sense, because the previous sages were living, so who is aspiring, he will go, take the shelter, get the guidance, and he will practice like that. But nowadays we don't have. So right now we are living here in our temple, and all of a sudden somebody else will come, we give them the good reception, and then they will start saying, oh, how come you are living in so opulent life? Many times Prabhupada used to go around and they used to complain, why Prabhupada, here we have heard last week, or last week, when Prabhupada came here, Australia, and then the press reporters, they said, oh, you are riding in Rolls Royce. Prabhupada said, oh, what is that? It's a tin, made of plastic, and now that day it was steel, right? So they will feel like that. The great sage, he was doing the austerities in the forest and received the king very well, along with kings, soldiers, ministers, and carriers. He supplied all the necessities to worship this guest. So he gave such a good reception. He gave such a good reception to them that they were all fully satisfied. What is that? He must have provided the prasadam. He's a sage. So, and he has a Kamdhenu cow, and he is doing yajna, and he knows the yajna is for Yajna Purush, that is for Lord Vishnu, right? So he must have reciprocated with them very nicely. Yes, please come, have a seat, take some water, and now take some this prasadam, meal, as much as you want. Why? Because Kamdhenu cow is there. Kamadhenu, Kam means desire. And Dhenu means one who gives, or the cow. The one who gives this, who fulfills all the desires. So this cow has such a nice potency. And maybe the past time, I don't remember exactly, but this Surabhi cow was given to him as a blessing. It's from heavenly places. I'm not sure what's the background. I didn't have chance to study. But now, in this today's verse, so the king, he thought like, oh, what is this? How come this sage is like a poor person? Sometimes this, like we, from external perspective we see, like we don't practically, like from a brahmachari living in the nice ashram, practically from external perspective they don't go work 9 to 5, like what we do, crazy, right? And then from that perspective they don't earn money. But here they are very nicely in opulent place. I mean, to get the house here is 1.5 million, right? But then we have the temple. So from external perspective, somebody make envy that, oh, what is this? How come they can live this such an opulent life? But they will fail to see the austerities they are performing. Living here, the spiritual place, along with doing so many services, it's great austerities. It requires so much of willpower to continue doing the devotional services in such an environment, right? Somebody without that understanding will come and they say, oh, how come you have this nice jewel in your hand? Give it to me. Okay, they will request. Now king, he forced him. He wanted to possess that Kamadhenu, which was useful for the execution of Agnihotra sacrifice. So Jamadagni was not using that cow for his purpose. Rather, he was using the cow for bringing out the milk and then producing yogurt. From that, it becomes butter and then ghee. And then he was doing the yajna for Lord Vishnu. But he thought, no, I must possess that. So that first learning is envy. He thought that how come he can have it and I don't? This is something, this area belongs to me, I am the king. So then it belongs to me. Whatever the sage possesses belongs to me. But we see the past time, who was that king? King Niga, right? He became lizard. And then he wanted to give the charity. And in that, the past time, Prabhupada writes, if someone takes away the property of Brahmana, then this will happen, right? So, we shouldn't forcefully, we shouldn't take neglectfully as well as we should not take forcefully. So that's what he did. He wanted to take that cow with him for his sense gratification. So he can produce so many nice things. And now we go back. What is the solution for this? That envy. What is the solution? So we go back to Ishopanishad verse. In verse 1, what he says, Ishavashyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bhunjita ma grida kasya svidhanam. He says, translation, everything animate and inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. So this king, he failed to understand. He failed to understand the spiritual side, that, hang on, this Kamdenu has been given to him for a specific purpose. Is given to the sage for the specific purpose. Rather, I should be satisfied what I have. I have received a great reception. If I wish, I can go back to this ashram again and again and I will enjoy nicely. The sage will supply me necessities like a food. Basically to become happy, what we want. Nice prasadam, right? We work very hard during the festivals in preparations, and then when the feast is served on the Radhasmi day or at the Janmashtami, 2 o'clock in the morning, how do we feel? We feel so blissful, isn't it? Like it's like, wow, this is it. Of course, the way we honor, that also matters. But as a devotee, we progress, our mentality changes, right? Even we will get little prasadam, then we will also be very blissful if we have proper understanding. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of consciousness, right? It's about the quality. In the beginning, we may focus, oh, I wanted 10 puris, but later we'll be satisfied even with half a puri, right? 1 puri. Or, okay, I'm in a queue, let the other person have it. We see it's like normally it doesn't happen here, but sometimes it may happen. Its bottom is coming, and we say, okay, I step back. Let the other devotee have it. So that mentality, why? Because now as we progress, we understand that Ishavasya principle, that everything belongs to God and He will supply me the necessities of my life. King failed to understand. And then he was in that mood of taking away forcefully. We will see next. We will see. He was so much upset, angry. And the second is being satisfied. Now this is leading to this satisfaction. Second learning is satisfaction. So if he had understood that Ishavasya principle, then he would not have gone through that painful misery of being killed and all the sons as well. So here it says, if he was not satisfied, then if we are not satisfied, then what will happen? We will not appreciate anyone. We will not appreciate, no matter how great reception they give us. And now, no matter how great the devotees treat us, we will not be satisfied. Even for the external people, they will not satisfy that, oh, this temple is doing such a nice work, the humanitarian work or spiritual work. They will not be satisfied if they don't see this aspect that no, they are doing this spiritual work. They are doing something wonderful for the society. And tomorrow is the day for showing the satisfaction. So tomorrow, of course, I'm not going in detail, but the pastime Lord Vamanadev. So when he appeared as a brahmachari, dwarf person, Vaman, short brahmachari, brahmana. So what happened is, he approached Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj said, oh, I'm in a position of everything. What do you want? And then he said, no, I want only 3 steps. Bali Maharaj laughed. How come only 3 steps? And this is what his response is. What he said? So he said, I want only 3 steps. Being satisfied. So this is given in Canto 8, chapter 19, verse 22. He replied to king, if I were not to satisfied with these 3 pieces of land, then surely I would not be satisfied even with possessing one of the 7 islands, consisting of 9 verses. Even if I possess one island, I would hope to get others. So this is satisfaction. So the second aspect here we can learn is he was supposed to become satisfied. And because he was not satisfied, he went through the miserable end. So Vamanadeva is teaching that we become satisfied. Of course, then later he took that form of a giant, big person, and then he covered his 3 steps. So from that perspective, Krishna can become satisfied with little tiny 3 steps, or he can become satisfied with big 3 giant steps. It depends on what is the mentality. King Bali wanted to possess everything. So then Krishna said, no, I am already possessing. So better I show you that giant form and I possess 3 steps. That is my 3 steps, not yours. My 3 steps. But we can't mimic Krishna. We can't mimic. Unfortunately or fortunately, we can't mimic Krishna. We should not. So we become satisfied what he provides. As Ishopanishad verse 1 says, Isha Vasya Vidam Sarvam. Whatever is given is by the mercy of Krishna. Now we go into the... Okay, before we go into that, another point which is given for the satisfaction is Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 22. So Krishna says, Yad racha labha santushto dvandva tito vimastsara sama siddhav asiddhav cha kritvapi na nibaddhate. What he says? He who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord, who is free from dualities and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions. Prabhupada writes, a Krishna conscious person does not make such endeavor even to maintain his body. He is satisfied with gains which are obtained of their own accord. He neither begs nor borrows, but he labors honestly as far as is in his power, and is satisfied with whatever is obtained by his own honest labor. Right? So, from this we can understand that being satisfied is very important. We don't want to work very hard, unnecessary. We may work very hard for Krishna, but not for our own. Just like at job place, you know, sometimes you start one place and then you are doing nicely. You think you are doing nicely, and then all of a sudden another person joins, and then within short time they will become like higher than you in the role, capacity. And then you feel like, oh, hang on, what's going on? How come? I've been working for last 5 years, 10 years, 16 years, and now this person, new person comes in, and then he may have a better skills. So rather than envying, then we may see from another perspective that Krishna has provided that intelligence, because Krishna says, I am the ability in man. I'm the ability. So he may have maybe nice flattery skills. Who knows? Maybe you don't have that flattery skills. That's okay. But you understand. So then what will happen? You become satisfied. Okay. Maybe I endeavor. Maybe I learn from that person. Whether I have to improve my communication skills. Sometimes you work very hard. But if you don't display, then also it's very bad. At least at work. In spiritual life, we don't have to display. Krishna knows, Guru knows, devotees knows. But externally, in that atmosphere, you have to display sometimes, right? So if you are not good at that, then also. And then internally you may feel like, oh, hang on, what's going on? I have to possess that qualities. But that one aspect you have to cover at one point, that is, you have to consider whether this is increasing your positive attitude or whether it's leading to your negative downfall. If it is becoming towards envy, if it is becoming towards the grudge, then you have to stop. Just like in spiritual life also, we may consider that, oh, the other person, other devotee is doing nice, he can remember verses, he can do some services nicely, that's very good. But up to the point we have to accept, yes, let me put forward myself more positively. But if it goes beyond that and it turns into envy, what will happen? Our end is coming closer. Our end, we will start criticizing, and then what will happen? We will go away. We may not physically go away from Krishna consciousness, rather we may internally may not be satisfied. Doing all the devotional service, still not satisfied. So rather, we become here. He who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord, who is free from dualities and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failures, is never entangled, although performing actions. Okay, now this is half part of the understanding. And another point we can bring out here is the later part, that is Kama Dhenu, which was useful for execution the Agnihotra sacrifice. Now this is glorification of cows. So we have, of course, Prabhupada has quoted the verse. This is given in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 44. Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Krishi means the farming, and Goraksha. So Goraksha means the protection of cows. In early days, when devotees were not very much familiar with the real understanding of Vedic culture, so when this word came, Goraksha, so then they translated as in cattle raising. And when Prabhupada came across, he said, no, change it. The proper meaning is cow care and cow protection. Cultivating that cow protection, that is the proper. So why? What's the difference? Go Raksha, we want to protect the cows. Why? Because, of course, we have so many relationships. What is that? Relationships. The cow, Krishna loves cows. Here we have a wonderful picture. Krishna is playing flute in the association of wonderful cows. He has 2 cows. Of course, he has many, but Hamsi and Hani, one of the favorite cows, right? And then we offer prayers, especially when we are offering our bhog to Krishna, the food. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Nama. I offer my obeisances or appreciation to Krishna, who is the protector of cows and Brahmanas. 2. Prabhupada many times he has said 2 things are most important. One is Brahminical culture. Actually, Brahminical culture means Vaishnava Brahmana culture, right? And then cow protection. If the human society just cares for these 2 aspects of human civilization, what happens? They will become satisfied, they will become happy. And that's what Srila Prabhupada implemented. And that's what Krishna showed us. He appeared as Kshatriya, isn't it? In jail, he appeared to Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudeva is Kshatriya, of course, coming. He is Krishna's father, so from that perspective, he doesn't have varna and ashram. He is transcendental, but for the sake of pastime, he appeared as Kshatriya. But then Krishna decided, no, I want to play with the cows, I want to play with the sakhas, I want to play with the gopis. So he went to Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is what? It's full of cows and full of gopis. The lovers of Krishna. We have Govardhan Leela. Govardhan, Go means cows. Vardhan means increasing. So Govardhan Leela, the whole point was that, the cows are protected, cows are taken care by this wonderful Govardhan, not Indra, not on rain, the puffed up Indra. So then Krishna lifted the Govardhan. He showed the importance of protecting the cows, because Govardhan was taking care of the cows, right? And then we have wonderful pastimes where Krishna, he killed one demon. What was that? Cow, bull demon. What was that? Aristasura. Thank you. Yeah, he killed that demon, Aristasura. And then Radharani became angry. Of course, she is never angry to Krishna, upon Krishna, but externally, because she also follows the Vedic culture. It's not that she discards the Vedic culture, she follows. So one side we see that cow protection, the other side is bull. Both go together, right? It's a family. And then we have cows. So it's a family business. So Krishna killed this bull demon, demon who came in the form of a bull, right? And Radharani said, oh, what is this? You killed the cow. Krishna said, no, I killed the demon. No, you killed the cow, bull. Oh, what do you want me to do? Okay, then you take the holy bath in all the rivers, holy rivers. Krishna says, oh, really? I don't want to leave Vrindavan. So what is the solution? Okay, I call all the holy rivers here. And then we have Shyamakund. And then we have Radhakund also. Then Radharani says, oh, you have wonderful kund. It's so beautiful. I thought you will go around the world and then you will take a holy deep. But Krishna said, no, I wanted here. Oh, beautiful. Now, Radharani external perspective, she said, oh, he has it, I have my own. So then she went and started digging out the lake. And then Krishna did the magic. And then water came. The same water, the holy rivers came to Radhakund also. And then Radhakund and Shyamkund, Radhani, she enjoyed in both kunds. And then she said, oh Krishna, your kund is very beautiful, very nice. I will take bath here every day. And Krishna says, yes, your kund is also very nice. I will also come with my friends and take bath here every day. So the same pastime is still going on, right? When we go to Vrindavan, Radhakund and Shyamakund is there. We take, of course, some devotees they take the bath, some they don't. I don't take personally. I just put water on my head, as Gurudev said. Right? So we have a Shyamakund and Radhakund by the mercy of killing that demon. Right? So Krishna, he appears for the protection of cows. And then we have wonderful cow we had. If you go to MVT, nowadays that cow is not there. She left and went back to home. But Mother Saraswati, wonderful cow was there in MVT. If you go in MVT, then you go first left you take, and at the end our Gurudev's ashram is there. Next to that ashram, it's a wonderful cow. She was so loving, very huge, huge body. And then any kid would come and then pet so nicely. She would enjoy. For hours you can do. And she took only Krishna Prasadam. Very peaceful. And we have now 29 cows and bulls at our Hare Krishna Valley. 29. Keshav Prabhu and team, they are taking care of the cows so nicely that we started, I think they started with some imported cows from Gujarat, Gir cows. And now we have 29. And in our ISKCON Goshala, Vrindavan Goshala, we have 350 cows, bulls and cows. This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted. We take care of the cows, we protect the cows. Very important. Why? Because the cow, the product of cows are so important. Here it says Agnihotra ceremony, Yagya. Similarly, we perform Sankirtan Yagya. Then Krishna enjoys the milk products, starting with the morning offering, Sandesh and Barfi, right? And throughout the whole day, he takes many products, milk products, right? So Krishna loves that milk products. The cows give us what? Panchagabhya. So cow urine, if we touch any animal's urine, we have to take a bath. The dung, also cow dung, is very, very important, auspicious. You want to purify something, you apply either Ganga Jal or cow urine. Then you want to purify, you want to do something, a nice ceremony, yajna ceremony, you prepare the bricks and you offer cow dung, you cover, nicely decorate. Even the houses in India, they are made up of cow dung. So pure, antiseptic as well. And then we get milk, from milk, yogurt and ghee. Ghee is so important for yajnas. Of course, we do the Sankirtan yajna. Along with Sankirtan yajna, we do this yajna as well, like Agni yajna, where we ignite the fire and put the homage. Especially we do on 31st or 31st of December or 1st January, right? The yajna. And then we have wonderful pastime. Lord Chaitanya, he went, where he went? So, the Chandakazi, he stopped the Sankirtan. And Lord Chaitanya, he wanted to continue Sankirtan because this is the purpose of his appearance. That he came here to give us Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a bigger, wider scale, in more merciful way. So he came here, he appeared here. And then this Chandakazi wanted to stop. He said, no, I'm going to do something about it. So he went, along with all the devotees, they went in a big procession. They marched there. And then they met Chandakazi, who was hiding somewhere in the house. And then finally he came. And the first question, after the initial conversation, the first question Lord Chaitanya asked, why you kill cows? Why do you eat cows? You know? So Lord Chaitanya also, Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, of course they are not different, but Lord Chaitanya, he also showed us that protection of cows is so important, so important. Somewhere I read on our ISKCON Vrindavan Goshala website that Srila Prabhupada said, what is that? Protecting the cows means protecting the heart of dharma. Protecting the heart of dharma. What is that dharma? Krishna says, I appear to protect the dharma. And here Prabhupada is saying protecting the cows means protecting the heart of dharma. Because the cows, if cows are protected, happy, blissful, then Krishna will be so pleased, so happy, right? We have wonderful cow stories in Jananand Maharaj's book as well. Animals in Krishna consciousness, you may read. And now some comparison of our Vedic way of living life, this protecting the cows, and what is happening right now. I mean, consider what is intelligent, what is more loving or feeling or caring mood. What is that? That we drink the milk of mother and then we care for that mother throughout the whole life, or we drink the milk of mother and put that mother in the between of sandwich or burger. What is more loving? What is more intelligent? You know, consider. Who doesn't love ice creams? Like whole society is eating so much. If you go to the Coles or Woolworth, I'm not blaming them, but rather just from a shopping perspective. If you go, so many varieties. Normally we don't take, but sometimes from other requirement purpose, a plain vanilla. I was just looking, so many different varieties. I'm like, wow, I just need a basic ice cream. So many varieties, so many. I mean, everyone loves, that's what they are selling. So you take the milk and then that's your mother because you are drinking the milk. Milk comes from mother, right? As a child we drink mother's milk. Nowadays they are not doing that as well. Different story. But you take the milk and then you make her in between your sandwich. Is this good? Is it intelligent? No. And then Okay, I will leave that one, no problem. I can relate with that here. Prabhupada's mood, yes. What Prabhupada did, Prabhupada went and he converted, or he not converted, not the proper word, transform is the proper word. He transformed the heart of such people, Malichas, who were eating this. He transformed the heart of these people into wonderful Vaishnavas who would not even harm an ant. Right? What is that transformation? Why? Because Prabhupada brought Krishna in the center of all the people who were in association of him. He gave them Krishna. He gave them the Krishna consciousness. What happened? Then their heart transformed from meat-eating mentality to Krishna Prasadam. From killing the cows to protecting the cows. And this is the transformation we want to do in personal life and we want to do in the society. So, whenever possible, we must support the cow protection projects, especially our Hare Krishna Valley. We need volunteers and then we need some donation to run that, to support the cows, and also education, that Prabhupada writes in the last line, that if someone has that mentality to eat meat, then that's okay. We are not stopping that. If you want to, if you have to, if you so strongly desire that, please eat, no problem. But what? Those who are inclined to eat meat may eat the flesh of the unimportant animals like hogs, dogs, goats and sheep. But they should not touch the life of cows, for this is a destructive to the spiritual advancement of human society. If we want to remain human, forget about being a devotee, just as a human platform, then we want to protect the cows. And it's 8:30, I stop with one wonderful pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. This is given in Srila Prabhupada leela.org/read/11126. So 11126. So this is Giriraj Swami is recalling Srila Prabhupada's response to Hamsaduta Swami. So what happened is, of course, Prabhupada is stressing about the cow importance, protecting the cows, that projects, etc. Simple living, high thinking, then doing the farming, etc. So then initial disciples, that is Hamsaduta Prabhu and so many others, they went to this Hyderabad, and somehow Hyderabad they got the land, and now they are trying to do the project, farming project, cow protection project actually. And then, of course, so many things going on, they need money and they need so many resources, etc. So then Hamsaduta Prabhu was in some anxiety, and to find that solution, he developed some plan. This is how it's given. He developed some plan, and then he was narrating, he was telling this plan to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada nicely hearing, right? And then he commented how it is. Let's see. So again, this is given by Giriraj Swami. You can find on Srila Prabhupada leela.org/read/11126. So Hamsaduta explained his strategy, that the devotees would create such a superior breed of cows that produce such large quantities of milk that they would have more than enough milk for their own needs and would be able to sell the surplus for a good profit. This way, he reasoned, people would see that keeping cows was profitable and they wouldn't kill them. Having listened carefully, now Srila Prabhupada responded, this is not the idea. To keep the cows and get milk and produce yogurt and cheese and ghee, and by selling them to become fat, rich capitalist. The idea is to please Krishna. That is bhakti. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 44, again today's verse Prabhupada quoted as well. Krishna says, Krishi Goraksha, agriculture and cow protection. We protect the cows because Krishna wants it, for Krishna's pleasure. whether we make money or not. Even if we lose money, we will still protect the cows and depend on Krishna. Our interest is to please Krishna. That is bhakti. So we want to protect the cows because Krishna is pleased. And so we may not be able to do so much, but at least we can do maybe our little point, percentage devotional service. And that it will increase. So with that we stop here. Any question or comment or any correction? Very good question. So I repeat the question. So the question is, of course, we want to protect the cows, and Krishna loves cows, and it is our devotional service to protect the cows as well. But then at the same time, millions of cows are being slaughtered every day. So why can't, how is it that Krishna is not doing that some magic that these cows are saved, right? So that's the question, right? Well, there are many ways to answer, but I can think just like somebody asked to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Thakur is a pure devotee. Then he could have transformed the whole world in Krishna consciousness, but then why he didn't do it? And Prabhupada, he said, yes, he's a pure Vaishnava, he's a Paramahansa, he can do it, but then he left that credit onto us, means on him, right? The same way, by doing that as a devotional service, we will please Krishna. So Krishna is leaving that as credit to us. So the more we save, the more it is on our credit. So Krishna can do his magic, and he will do it when the time comes as Kalki avatar. He will do his magic. That's what he did at the end of Dwapar Yuga. Duryodhana and whole party he annihilated. He will do, but he is giving the time, opportunity, resources to us, that if we do it, then it becomes devotional service for us, that he will be pleased upon us, and he will be very happy that cow is saved. So just like we have this Hare Krishna Valley, we ISKCON Goshala, Mother Cow Dairy, our devotees running, and so many other communities they are doing. So little by little we can save. And that magic is in our hand. At least we can start with ourselves. So we can request that, just like Prabhupada writes, if you have to eat meat, okay, you eat unimportant item, unimportant animal, goat and sheep and dog and etc. But don't eat cow. At least we can request, we can present. And then once they stop eating cows, then we can request them, okay, stop eating. Actually, no, we can say, okay, eat prasadam. We can start with the prasadam. And later they will give up everything. I hope this satisfied your answer.
And one comment on that, because so many people are killing cows. So Krishna is giving the opportunity to face their karma. Maybe the cows were human beings, previous life, they killed so many cows, so they are finishing their karma also.
Yes, that is true, but the Vaishnava mood is not that we just, okay, he is suffering is because it's karma. We don't see that karma aspect we apply to ourselves. That if I do it, I will get that karma. But then if someone is going through, then we don't just say, oh, he's suffering, this disease, or the cow is being slaughtered, is his karma. No, we say somehow that poor soul, he performed so ghastly activities, now he got that. Why? And that's interesting, why some cows will take birth, like Keshav Prabhu or the team, they went all the way to Gujarat, they imported that cows. Why that particular cow got the blessing of coming all the way to Hare Krishna Valley and living in the Krishna's farm, That's devotional service. Like staying within that farm itself is a devotional service. So how come that cow got that opportunity and not many other cows which are being slaughtered? Yes, from external perspective it is their karma, but we don't see that way. Rather we see that, okay, somehow that poor soul, he has done this, I wish to protect, That's why Prabhupada, he went, he saw these Malechas eating meat. He didn't say, oh, that's their karma. They kill previous some animals and now they are eating and then next life they will suffer. No. We want to save as much as we can. So, it is our karma as well that we are here, but that we take it individually, not to apply on someone else.
Yeah, what I said was why Krishna is letting you kill. So when Krishna is doing everything is right.
Yes. Yes, from...
You have to try to protect, but Krishna is doing because Krishna has a reason behind everything.
From that perspective, yes. It says, even the blade of grass doesn't move without the sanction of Krishna. So, everything is happening with the approval of Krishna, but it doesn't mean that Krishna is desiring that, right? Approval is different thing. But of course, the whole point is we want to protect the cows because it's in relationship with Krishna. Here, again, we protect the cows because Krishna wants it, for Krishna's pleasure, whether we make money or not. Even if we lose money, we will still protect the cows and depend on Krishna. Our interest is to please Krishna. That is bhakti, right? So, sometimes we hear this mother cow dairy, that the devotees are working very hard. Sometimes even if they are losing money, they are working very hard to protect the cows, right? Our Hare Krishna Valley. And so another way we can support is whenever we are doing some celebration, we can, take 1 hour drive and then go there and celebrate our festivals there. The congregation members. So one of the congregation members, they want to celebrate birthday, their children's birthday. Bhaktivedanta member. So now they are going to Hare Krishna Valley in October. This is how we can, the donation will come and then it will support the cows, like that. So we do our best, whether it is karma of cow or not, that's not our matter. Hare Krishna. I hope this is correct. Maybe if you want to say something, Prabhu. Was it right? Okay. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Anantapuri Vaishnava ki jai. Hare Krishna.